Today on Bacon's Lodge Adventures, we're going to be reconditioning a Norseman 2500 wood burning furnace. It's a Norseman 2500. Hello again and welcome to Bacon's Lodge. Got a new wood burning furnace that we're going to be putting into the garage here this winter so that we could use wood instead of just pellets and diesel. It's a Norseman 2500. It is a little bit older, so I'm kind of taking apart everything to see what it needs to be replacing and what's still good. They have grates that sit in the bottom. They're called shaker racks, and what they do is you burn your fire on top of it, and then as it gets a lot of ash, you can shake the bottom of it so the ash settles down and the coals stay on top. Those are in pretty good shape, and there's a front plate and a back plate. All of the fire bricks are gone, which is not a big deal because I can just go buy some new ones of those. The only part that is really bad and needs to be replaced are these, we call it baffle. They go on the top above the fire to keep the heat from getting too hot above it. We're going to make a new one of those right now. We're going to just make a single piece one instead of the two pieces to try to, out of thicker steel because it's pretty thick steel. Pretty sure that's why it ate through it. These are the baffles that sat up in the top there, and we're going to make new ones. Marking on steel could be tricky. One thing nice about it is you can just take a screwdriver or anything with a nail or something like that, and you could just actually just scrape it into it. It's not like wood where you're worried about damaging it because you're not going to damage it. Make your mark, grab a straight edge, scratch a nice line on there. That's pretty easily seen. Those are good ones. And I don't have anything fancy for this, I just have a cutoff wheel. So that's what we're going to be using today. We'll leave that on the ground for a little while. It's going to be hot. It's only supported on the two edges inside the firebox, so I at least want to put a piece of angle iron on both sides so that if it gets really hot, it doesn't just fold in on itself, because that would suck. And I had this old angle iron actually came from a shipping crate from when I bought a piece of equipment, so we're just going to cut it up and use it for that. I'm changing it over to, I believe it's called a flap wheel. It's a wheel that goes in a grinder. It's got a bunch of sandpaper discs on it. Works really well for this. What I have to do is clean up the paint off of these so that you have a area that the metal is exposed for welding. This thing is way better than anything else I've found. It works better than like hitting it with a grinder, or if you, I guess you could use a sander, but this is like instant. Okay, so I'm not going to weld a solid weld all the way across because it's not structural, as in I don't think it needs an entire weld, so I'm just going to do like 4 or 5 3/4 to 1 inch welds on this side, and then similar on the backside. I'm putting it in there more just to support it, so as this plate gets hot, it doesn't sag in the middle where it's not supported from the underneath. So I'm not a awesome welder. I can make stuff stick together. I don't do as pretty as a lot of people do. I was never really taught how to weld. I had one time when I was 10, my stepdad taught me a little bit with a stick welder. And then when I was about 15, my uncle did for about 15 minutes. Other than that, I just messed around a lot and kind of figured it out. That's why they had it cut in half. As we just found out, we realized why this was cut in half. Because it won't fit in there in one piece. I'll be cutting it in half now so that I can get it in there. We have to cut it in half this way. That has the supports. And I'll still leave just the 2 pieces of angle iron on it, so that way it'll be able to fit through the door and up on top. Makes a lot more sense now. Hopefully these pieces will actually fit in here now. Hey, look at you. Put a starter fire in here. This is the next day after I actually got this installed in the garage. I wasn't able to get a picture of the first fire outside to test it to make sure everything was good because it was raining and it was about 7 o'clock at night, so it was pretty dark out there and I couldn't get it to film correctly. Thanks for watching along to this. This will be a bit of a series. There's this video and then I'll show me installing it into the garage. And then after that, next time I'm able to go up, we will be connecting ducting into the house so that we can actually disperse this heat throughout the house. This thing puts out an insane amount of heat. At least it did in the garage the day that I started this up and had it running. Thank you again for watching. If you like what I'm doing, please give me a comment or a like or subscribe. Comments would help because I'm trying to improve this, and more input from you guys would be the best. Thank you.